Hi, this is my vlog for today, and it's going to be a sharing of what I'm doing. So I watched that movie Stargirl on Disney Plus, and towards the end I wrote my own ending for the movie because my ending is better. My ending that I wrote had to do with actually making it real and practical. So it's just at the very end here, I wrote this here. You could pause that to look at that. But basically the point is it needs to make this idea that we can express and live these parts of ourselves which are real, which seem impossible, seem magical, seem weird or strange, or I want to say like Jesus, or like godlike, or someone who turns the other cheek, someone who just dresses weird or helps others, or I know that is, but maybe we don't have a word for it, really. But for me, what I can do to live it, and this is what I want to share here, is that basically it comes down to living words, which comes down to actions, which comes down to expressing yourself. So what that means is becoming those things: painting, drawing, writing songs, singing, growing plants, creating a space that has color, because I don't really have any color here. To really create and manifest in his life. And yes, it is temporary, but it's that mindset of living for death, living for the afterlife, living temporarily and accepting your mortality and being basically depressed about it, but you don't really feel depressed. You're just in acceptance, but then you're not really living. You're not living these words and expressions and, leaving your legacy, leaving the piece that you can leave in your life to others, in your relationships, and in your world, whatever that may be. And that's also why I want to make sure I do a vlog or blog every day, because to do 10,000 of these would require 30 years. Because 1 year is 365 days. And so it takes 3 years to do about 1,000. So to do 10,000, you need 30 years. So I want to do that, to really show my process, show my story, show my journey. And I want to create and be an example for others that this is what life can be. Because movies and TV shows, they aren't doing it justice, and I actually want to write stories that actually do it justice, to actually show that, let's say, divinity, to show that Jesus-like qualities that can be lived, because Jesus was not special for rising from the grave, which this weekend is Easter. He's not special for that. He's also not special for any of his magic powers and things he could do. That's the least important thing. I would say that's even nothing to really drive it home. The most important things are simply the words and the message, and his actions and actually doing it. That is all, and that's what it should have been, as always. It's our fault for missing the message, for not living up to it, our potential. And this life is about this world and each other. The plants, the animals, this earth. That's what it is about. Not about magic, not about the afterlife, not about God, not about Jesus, not about any individual. Just has to be all of us as individuals, as one, as equal. And that is what is missed everywhere. But I see it, so I can do something about it. I can express it, and I can show others. So as I live these words, and when I was a child on the drive to our car, from our car to school in the mornings, me and my mom would do this prayer. We prayed for many different things. We would say, God is great, God is good. Let us, God is great, God is good. Thank you for giving us good day at school, good teachers. We would say different things. But then I would also always say, God is great, God is good. Let us thank you for Yogan's good self-expression. Good self-expression. So as a child, that's what I wanted, to be able to express myself. Because I know that if we all did that, if we all committed to do that, we would change the world. We would be our real selves. All the problems they were having, they wouldn't happen. It's because each of us aren't living and expressing the truth, the self-honesty, the self-forgiveness. And we can do that. We have to. And I'll do everything I can to live it and then show others. And that's what I can do. And I would want to be a parent that would be able to create a household where a child would grow up, where they would have a household that's full of colors, full of music, full of life, conversations, work, and oneness and equality, and the understanding of what that means. Because we're all just children. None of us were really shown the way. None of us. Doesn't matter how old you are. We weren't shown the way. But we have the start of it. And for those few of us that really can see it, and that can act on it, it's up to us to first do it. What's that saying? The first will be last, and the last will be first. I interpret that to mean that those of us who are first are going to walk this first. And we're going to make sure that everyone else goes through it. We're going to help others to go through it, go through the point. So we're going to be last in making sure that everyone else, let's say, makes it, exit the building, make sure they go through, and then we're going to be the last. The first will be last. That's how I see it. That point of responsibility of doing the work, making sure that no one gets left behind.